And I'm back, and what I'm going to do here today is I'm going to clean up the bumper and paint it on the back of this little RV. It's getting pretty rusty, and this is an 89, and it's been stored outside. So what I got here today is I've got one of these grinders with what they call a flap disc on it. See all those little pieces? They're all supposed to work together and not be like a grinding disc so much as a whole bunch of sandpaper overlapping. And they just screw on there. This will be actually the first time I've ever used one of these flap discs, so you know, we'll see how it works. I'm sure it'll be pretty good for this. I don't want to dig in too deep, but I do need to get some of that off of there. I'm going to wear this respirator. And I tell you guys, you know, if you're doing grinding and all painting and all sorts of weird stuff, you know, I get into all sorts of things. This is a great investment. This is made by 3M, and I've got these combination cartridges on there. This is it'll take up particle like P100. You can even get into asbestos and stuff if you have to. Try not to if I can help it, but I mean, it'll take particles, and then it does. It's got an activated charcoal filter in behind it there, so it takes care of odors, paints and all sorts of solvents and everything. And this is a great thing, you know. So if you guys you know, are grinding and doing anything, you know, because I mean, this is a face shield as well, right? So I find this really handy as well to work on cars, like to lay on my back and look up and work on something, especially if I got to, you know, grind at something. You know, you're not getting it in your eyes. You know, you can get stuff in your eye really easy looking up under a vehicle. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be wearing, and some earmuffs, some gloves, and I'm going to get a start on this here. Okay, let's get a clean brush there, wipe that off a little bit. Should be okay. Actually, the paint I've got here today is actually not Tremclad, it's Armor Coat Rust Paint. It's a knockoff brand, but it's a gloss black. Yeah, I like this stuff. Anyway, like I say, it's not going to be an award-winning job. It's just going to be a protect this thing job, but I think it's going to turn out pretty good. Let's get that painted. That's looking better already, isn't it? Yeah, I gotta love cleaning something up though, eh? Doesn't it feel good to clean something up nice and tidy? Yeah. Another hair coming out of that brush. Yeah, it's shedding. It must be that time of year. Okay. First coat in here. There's a few hairs in there. I don't really like that. Get those hairs out of there. I'll feel better. And there's a fly. I've been blessed today. There's no flies. Yeah. That's a summer treat, boy. You can do without. It's when you can't even step outside for a minute and the flies are just eating you alive. I was up doing a chimney on a cabin one time in June, end of June, and I was up there and I was trying to flash around this little brick chimney, and the time you get up there and you know it's on a metal roof and it's slippery and you get all your gear there and the black flies, man, there might have been 50,000 of them hanging around my head and biting me. And I remember it was all I could do to just get off that roof without slipping and run and get into the car. And I turned on the air conditioning. It was hot too on top of that, you know, and the flies, man. The flies were so bad that day actually when I got there, they when I stopped the car, the flies opened the door to get at me. Okay. Maybe not that bad, but they were bad. Oh, and here I am today. There's not a fly. And what is this? This is almost the end of May, you know, and no flies. And I'm going to say that, and then there's going to be a million flies, so I'm going to be quiet. Okay, let's see what's going on with this here. I switched brushes. That one was just losing its hair everywhere. You know, you don't mind if the odd hair falls out, but you don't want every brush stroke to have paintbrush in it, you know. Doesn't look too bad. That's going to come out pretty good, I think. You know, it's not a piano. Some of you might already notice that. It's not a piano. It's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. You know. Of course, yeah, I could have, you know, spot glazed it and puttied it and polished it and primered it and lacquered it. But this is actually kind of self-priming. And it's good. That's good. I'm happy with that. I can live with that. That looks good for me. And I took the spare tire off. I've got to get this frame tidied up. That's going to be okay. Nothing wrong with that, you know. Nothing wrong with that at all. Don't want to go out too far on those threads, but I mean back at the tire, you know, the nut never gets that close to the back, so don't have to worry about those threads. And look, that looks pretty good, eh? Not bad, eh? Whole trailer, and that didn't take long. I mean, you saw how long it took to grind that, you know, like 5 minutes to grind it, wipe it off. And like I say, this is sort of it's a rust paint with a self-priming feature. And that works pretty good. You want to get it on the aluminum. I did that last year. I went and got some, this is like decorative aluminum, this checker plate. It's not the real heavy stuff. And I went around the perimeter, the bottom of this little RV with it. And because what happens is, the reason was these legs for the canopy, they pulled out because, you know, they go in, there's a bracket that goes under here and they bolt in, and the water always gets in there and rots it out. So there was rotted wood along here, both sides, and so I had to, you know, take off that bottom little piece of metal there and fix it. And then the metal doesn't look right because it's been, you know, dented and whatnot. So I decided to put that checker on there, and not quite finished. I got to clean that up, but yeah, it makes you know, it's an improvement, you know, for the trailer. And I decided to go all the way around with it. And how I got that metal, I went to one of these, you know, RV places, and I asked them if they had any. They didn't really have any new stuff in stock, but a guy took me around back and he showed me a pile of like kind of stuff they'd taken off of different machines, and I was able to find enough in there. And what I did was I took it to a sheet metal shop, and they cut it and they folded over the top for me here. So that's folded back on itself at the top, so it's not a sharp edge. And then they put a little 90 degree on it, like it's about a 3/4 of an inch 90, so it sits underneath the edge of the trailer. And That was good. I got that. It was a pretty good way to do it, you know, because you can buy this stuff. It costs you a fortune. But you know, I got the stuff used. I picked out the best of it, and I think the guy to make it on the metal brake was about $60, maybe $50 or $60, because you know, enough to go all the way around. And then the metal itself, I only paid about the same for. So maybe a little over $100. I got all that metal to go around the trailer. So that was pretty good. Good deal. I think that's pretty good considering what you can pay for that stuff. And it's like a boat, though. You know, what do they call a boat? A hole in the water into which you pour money. So having a trailer of any kind, you know, you got to babysit it. You got to keep the water out of it. You got to look after it, and maybe if you're lucky, every now and then you get to go take it somewhere and sleep in it. Yeah. Same with a boat, I think. Okay. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. Yeah, I get that done. That doesn't look too bad, eh? Not too bad. And actually, I went underneath and I painted the frame as well. And I painted that step. And here's the front. And that looks pretty good. It tidies it up anyway. Anyway, that's how that's done. Just thought I'd bring you along for that little job. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. We'll see you again here very soon on Everyday Projects. Bye for now.